There's a reason you can binge 10 episodes of a Netflix show but scroll past a video packed with actual useful information. It's not the content, it's the story, and your brain is wired to respond to certain patterns that most creators ignore. So whilst I repaint this hallway, I'm going to repaint how you think about storytelling using real psychology, so your next video doesn't just get watched, it gets remembered. Bang! That's what I want. A long time ago, way before podcasts, TikToks, or even YouTube videos, humans sat around fires and told stories. They didn't list facts. They warned, they remembered, and they survived. So if someone said there's a tiger 400 meters east, that meant nothing. But if they said Tommy went into the trees yesterday and he never came back, now that stuck. That's because our brains didn't evolve to process data. They evolved to recognize danger, emotion, and meaning. Stories weren't entertainment. They were instructions for survival. Modern neuroscience also backs this up. We know that stories activate not just the language part of the brain, but sensory areas too. When someone tells that vivid story, our brain reacts as if we're living it ourselves. And thanks to something called negativity bias, our brains give more weight to what's wrong, what's threatening, or what could make us the outsider. Because in early tribes, if you were forgotten, disliked, or even ignored, you didn't just lose likes, you lost your chance to eat, to mate, and to survive. That's why we remember gossip. That's why drama sticks. That's why me titling this, "You Suck at Scripts, Get Better," hits harder than "Let me help you improve your scripts." Think of story like this base coat of paint. Without it, every tip, fact, or framework just slides off. But when story is the foundation, then everything sticks. So if you want your audience to remember you, to feel your content, and to come back for more, don't just lead with value, lead with a story. Let me tell you how I do this. There's a strange truth about your brain. It doesn't crave information, it craves resolution. The brain is basically a pattern-hungry puzzle solver. When we see something unfinished, our minds race to complete it. That's why you can't stop reading a sentence that starts with a mystery, or why you'll keep watching a video that begins with, "Oh, you won't believe what's happened next." This is basically what storytelling does. It opens that loop and your brain needs to close it. In psychology, this is called the information gap theory. And in 1994, a behavioral economist named George Lowenstein, he coined something you've probably never heard of but feel every single day: the information gap theory. The idea is when you know a little bit about something but not fully enough to understand it, your brain gets itchy. That curiosity, that "wait, what happens next" feeling, it's not just random, it is built in. So Lowenstein said, to trigger curiosity, information has to highlight a gap between what you know and what you want to know. This is basically why cliffhangers work, why every headline seems to say, "This changed everything," and why your brain gets itchy when something is unresolved. So when you start your script with a mystery, a contradiction, or a question, you're not just being clever, you're basically giving your viewer's brain exactly what it wants. Journalists use it, filmmakers use it, thumbnails use it, and obviously YouTubers who blow up, they're using it too. If you give your audience everything up front, they check out. But if you open a question, they lean in. Think of this half-painted wall. It's not done, and that's exactly why you're still watching it. The process of it pulls you in, because your brain has to know how it ends. Don't aim to explain every single thing in your scripts. Aim to unfold something. Let your viewer participate, not just watch. Because when you create that gap, that open loop, they can't help but want to fill it. I do have a fear that the paint is going to be too dark because there's no natural light in this hallway. Your story, it's not really about you. The best scripts don't just make people watch, they make people see themselves inside it. You think we love stories for the plot, but what we really love is resonance. Every single great story whispers, "This could be you. This is what you fear, and this is who you could become." We don't watch to learn, we watch to connect. And your job as a storyteller isn't to impress, it's to reflect. That is why my title has the word you in it. This is tied to what's called narrative transportation. When a viewer gets pulled into a story, their brain responds as if it's happening to them. Their empathy increases, their defenses drop, their attention spikes. Stories are not just about the characters, they're about the transformation of the self. This hallway isn't just changing colour, it's changing how I feel in it. That's the job of your script, not just to say something, but to shift something in the viewer. So the next time you script a video, ask yourself, what's the internal journey here? What does this say about them, not just me? Because the best creators don't just share information, they guide transformation. Remember what I said about the brain needing resolution? Turns out that applies to people too. So if you've ever thought, I suck at scripts, I'm not a storyteller, I don't know how to make people care, just know this, you've literally been doing it your whole life. Around tables, group chats, at 2 a.m. with friends. You already know how to tell stories. Your brain's been doing it for you. Now, you just need to do it on purpose. Okay, we've pretty much done one coat. I still don't know if I like it. Paint all over me, need to clean up now, get the paints clean, ready for tomorrow. Gonna do another set tomorrow, but don't know if I like it, but we tried it. And hopefully when it dries and it dries a bit lighter, then I'll like it. We'll see. Now here's the truth they don't tell you when you start making content. It's not about getting views, it's not even about going viral. It's about holding someone's attention long enough to make them feel something. Because when you tell a story, even a small one, you're offering someone a new way to see their own life. That's not just creativity, that's responsibility. Most people don't remember the tips, they remember how you made them feel. The tension, the journey, the transformation, even if it was just painting the hallway. They'll be back, not for the edit, not for the camera, for you. What's your name?
Molly.
And
Daddy.
what is your favourite colour?
Pink and purple.
You on the camera.
When I put my finger in, you
Yeah.
can see my finger.
What? Do you like the wall?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Good. So if you want to help turning this into an actual YouTube script, check out the next video right here where I break down loads of applications that apply these exact principles step by step. And look, if this gave you even one moment of clarity, please help me smash that like, subscribe, and drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. Let's build these stories together. And if all else fails, just pick up a roller. Sometimes clarity looks like a freshly painted wall.